Alright folks, welcome back. This is Balatro every day, and today, my allergies are killing me. This does not give us very much information to go on, but that's okay, I'm down for whatever. As always, you can get the seed from the video description, and when you're ready, let's go gold stake green deck. First boss is hearts. First round is a bunch of diamonds. So let's try to get the diamonds flush. Still looking for diamonds. 3 of diamonds is a little bit too low. The flush doesn't one-shot, but the full house does. Okay. On the green deck, every hand is worth $2. So if we get the one-shot in the first round, we have $10, 2 rentals. Okay. When we're playing on other decks, usually the thing that we're trying to do is save up money for interest and use that interest to snowball and then catapult ourselves into being stronger later. With the rental fees, sort of this incremental $3 per round, it's easy to lose track of how much that's actually hurting you. Sometimes the $3 that takes you down from the current interest threshold to the previous one, so maybe if you've got $12 in the bank, minus 3 takes you down to 9. 9 is under the 10, you go under the interest threshold. But also, if you're paying $3 per round every round, that's $3 further away from the future interest threshold. If interest has this compounding positive effect, then all of these rental fees have this compounding negative effect. Not just cumulative effect, but compounding effect, where you are prevented from reaching those future interest thresholds. But if we are playing on the green deck, we don't get any benefit from interest anyway. So the rental fees are only costing us $3 per round, period. There's no compounding effect with interest. So something that we could do sometimes on the green deck is if you have some kind of scoring joker, maybe I will take a rental scoring joker, because using that scoring joker, I can win with fewer hands. I can win with fewer discards. And then on the green deck, using fewer discards, using fewer hands, that actually generates money. Sometimes rentals can be money positive, on the green deck specifically. Also true about other decks, but not as easily, not to the extent that it is true on the green deck. Neither of these give us points though. You could consider the burglar. We lose 2 discards, but then we gain 3 hands. So $2 worth of discards turns into $6 worth of hands. So that's positive $4, right? We pay the rental fee, we get $4 positive. Could be worth it. Even if it wasn't perishable, you could hold on to the burglar. Rough gem again here, if you get the diamonds flush, you gain $5, you lose $3. Worth it probably. Either way, we open the buffoon pack first before making any decisions. Clever Joker is pretty good if it wasn't a rental. I think I would take Clever Joker here if it wasn't a rental, but because it's a rental, we can just get the Scaling X-Molt Vampire. The reason I would take Clever Joker instead of the Vampire is because the Clever Joker helps us immediately. And if it helps us immediately and we can score with fewer hands, then that generates money for us immediately. But the Vampire is strong enough endgame material, so might as well take it. I think I talked myself into doing the burglar, and rough gem, if it doesn't work out, we could just sell it. There is a celestial pack, so on the green deck, you don't benefit from interest, but you do benefit from saving your money. If we don't spend money now, then we can spend money in the next shop. We can spend money in the next ante. Next ante has another voucher that we might want to spend money on. I might want to save up money for this voucher, the crystal ball. So when you're playing on the green deck, don't necessarily spend down to 0 every round. You still want to have some money in the bank, or you never know how much money you're going to spend in each shop. And then also sometimes you randomly get hermits that reward you for having money in the bank. But I think here I want this celestial pack. If I can get a Jupiter card, we can one-shot the next round, and then that earns us money. Saturn card earns us money. This is not the best. I guess 4 of a kind and full house is not likely to happen. Let's just pick up Uranus and be sad. Go next. Now what? It can play 10s and 6s as 2 pair, throwing away a 2. We could go straight for the flush, but if you play the flush, you will need a follow-up hand. So let's play the 2 pair. Great. 2 pair is 200 points, so I could try to get 2 pair again. I could try to get the diamonds flush now. And there it is. And keep the burglar. If it was worth doing once, then it's worth keeping the burglar. Rough gem we can keep also. So there we used 3 hands total. So it was, we played the 5-card hand, we played the flush, and then we needed some extra hands to score. So I think the burglar ended up earning us money there, ended up saving us money there. Okay. Because you would have had to use your 2 discards to set up the flush anyway. Alright. Also, the, what was it? The 2 pair level saved us there. Earned us an extra $1, or extra $2, I guess. Crafty Joker, I would take if it wasn't Eternal. But I can take Greedy Joker as a Molt Joker. Do I want this Crystal Ball? Crystal Ball now makes future blue seals better. Maybe that's something I care about. Maybe I want to save my money for potentially a voucher in the next shop. Let's save and go next. Or do I want a Celestial Pack? Now that I have Greedy Joker, I probably don't need the Celestial Pack. Go next. Okay. Could be 10s and 9s as 2 pair. If I play the 2 pair, it wins because of Greedy Joker, because we leveled it up. Is that good for us? Is that bad for us? That's fine. Alternatively, we could sell Greedy Joker, play the 2 pair, and then potentially we need 2 pair 2 more times. 2 pair 2 more times is going to be difficult to do. That's going to cost us extra hands. Extra hands is going to be extra money. So we should just play the 2 pair here. We could consider getting rid of Rough Gem. So here we get plus $2 and then minus 3. Yeah, I don't think I need Rough Gem long term as a rental. Cool. Actually a little bit less than I thought it was going to be because of the debuff. Get a Hermie. Okay. Now I can do Onyx Agate instead of Greedy Joker. This boss is extra large. So, Hermie, yes. Greedy Joker, no. Maybe, we'll see. We'll see what the next round looks like. Do I want this telescope? Do I want these celestial packs? I don't have to take these celestial packs. Telescope right now gives me 2 pair. I don't think I want to do 2 pair forever. So let's go Celestial Pack. This sucks. Could be Plutonium, could be Mars. Mars would be a long-term plan. Plutonium would be marginally useful in the short term. I think between these, maybe take the Plutonium. We'll see. And then another Celestial Pack we can afford for sure. Could be Jupiter, could be Mercury. With Onyx Agate, you might be tempted to play flushes. The problem with Onyx Agate is it doesn't reward you for every flush. It only rewards you for the club's flushes. So you have to use extra discards to find the club's flush. If we're using Burglar, then that means using extra hands. And extra hands are costing us $2 per hand on the green deck. So probably it's better to just take the pair level and go next. Alright, so what can we do here? We could play a pair of 2s, throwing away the spades. That pair is 300. I could play a pair of aces, throwing away the hearts. Great. So this is club number 3 and number 4. I can play a pair of 7s. I could play 2 pair here. I probably can get rid of Greedy Joker. Play the pair of 7s. Alright, because we took the pair level, we were able to win with 3 pairs. We were able to win with 4 clubs. Actually, 3 out of 4 clubs. If we had gone for the clubs flush, it would have taken us another hand to find the clubs. Worth it. Matador doesn't work against this boss. I could do a Celestial Pack, take Telescope and then Celestial Pack for the guaranteed Mercury. Maybe. And I guess take a standard pack looking for seals. Could be a gold seal queen. Queen of clubs. More incentive to play flushes. Let's go next. Alright. I can play the pair of 4s. Throwing away the spades. Alright, so that's 500. I can play a pair of aces, and then I want to try to get my gold seal queen. Maybe here I could throw away a 3. Next pair wins could be a pair of 10s. So here's the situation where we would have used 2 discards to find the flush and then played the flush as the 3rd hand. So it's kind of neutral, pairs versus flushes. But we got 20 bucks now. So could be Arcana. Could be Hermie for 20 bucks. So I guess something we could do, we could sell the vampire so that we get more money from Hermit. Like, that's kind of tempting to me. I feel slightly punished for taking the telescope. Maybe we didn't need to buy the telescope first. Oh well. Onyx Agate we should keep for the boss. I can't do glass cards. So one thing that's kind of awkward about Onyx Agate, if you do want to play flushes, the benefit of playing 5-card hands or the higher ranking hands is you get to play 5 enhanced cards. Onyx Agate gives you the molt on your cards before your jokers give you plus molt. So Onyx Agate is really good with glass cards. Flushes are good with glass cards. But with the vampire, removes the enhancements, so you can't do bonus cards, lucky cards, glass cards. Awkward with flushes. Pretty good with pairs, though, the vampire. I guess I take Hermie and look inside a Spectral Pack. I don't want to spend $28 on a Wraith. Random rare, let's go. No clubs here, try to get clubs. All diamonds. So I could, in theory, play a diamonds flush. Cloud9 is money positive. Lose $3, gain $4. We could re-roll here if we want to try to find something to make us slightly stronger against the boss. Maybe, I'm tempted. Sure. Could be the Swashbuckler, it could be the Fist. I think I might take both, with the understanding that, once again, if I score more points, I win with fewer hands. Alright, I don't need the burger. I can play a pair of 8s. Right. Could be a pair of 9s. Pair of 9s scores slightly more because Onyx Agate. But slightly more, this should still be less than 2,400, right? Right. And then play a pair of queens. Yes. That's not a pair of queens, sorry. Now what? Okay. So Moon, of course, good with the Onyx Agate. If you want to play into flushes, even if you don't play into flushes, some random clubs for maybe pairs of clubs or whatever. But we said, okay, the Vampire makes your flushes weaker because you can't use enhanced cards. So maybe that's a reason not to do flushes. If I've got Hologram, then Hologram scaling X-Molt rewards you for adding cards to the deck. Maybe that makes it difficult to play flushes. So really incentivizing us to play pairs instead of flushes. And then maybe I don't care about this Moon card at all. It's only $3, but it is $3. So I want this Hologram. I'm going to go Arcana first. Looking for Hermie. No Hermie. So, could make a wild card or a glass card for the Vampire. I think we just do Judgment. Get an 8-ball. Interesante. Now I feel pretty confident we don't need this Onyx Agate. And Celestial Pack here guarantees Mercury. Alright. And now we win. Alright, I have access to discards if I want to discard. I could start with the club's flush. Sure. As long as pair is my most played hand, so we get a hung man. That's convenient. So we can discard, but discarding costs me money. So let's go 4 and 2 Lasangam. And just play a pair of queens. Okay. Alright, I don't need Eternal Walkie-Talkie. Celestial Pack, more Mercury. Buffoon Pack. To the Moon does not give me money, but I can take it and then sell it. Do we need the fist? Maybe we don't need the fist. It was pretty strong there. Maybe we don't need it. Perishable. Yeah. Now that I have the hologram foil, by the way, because we have the foil hologram, every hand gets the plus 50 chips, and every hand gets the plus molt from the Swashbuckler and the Raised Fist. So if all of my hands get the same benefits, then all of my hands are worth the same amount of points, basically. That's another incentive to play spammable hands like pair and high card, because my pairs are actually worth as much as a flush would be. Anyway, do I want the $2 here, or just skip and go next? Well, Celestial Pack first. Go next. I could play a straight. I could play a pair of queens. I could dig for 8s. I could dig for the gold seal. I'm interested in 8s and a gold seal. How about a pair of kings? Bummer. Cost me $2 to discard. Could be a certificate. So, certificate is good with the hologram, of course. You can also get purple seals to grow the vampire. You can get blue seals. So probably I'm supposed to take the certificate, and if I take the certificate, then now we're even more solidly in pairs. Probably now you get rid of the 8-ball. It will be difficult to play 8s specifically. We have extra money, so let's buy the standard packs for the hologram. Gold Seal King is great. And a blue seal ace. That's it. Do I want a blank? I guess it is expensive, but maybe that's okay. All right, so could be gold seal 10. I want to try to get the blue seal. I want to try to get the queens. I can play 10 as a high card. Is going to be half as strong as my pair. Because I have the foil, but I don't have the level up. Okay, and then the pair of queens wins here. So played a little bit extra hands there in order to try to get the blue seal and the gold seals. Got slightly punished for it, I guess. Burnt Joker and the Chad. So Chad is going to be very good with the gold seals. Burnt Joker also very good. So I think at this point we drop the vampire. The vampire is not getting there. If we had some more tarot generation, maybe the vampire would work out. But I think the short-term benefit of the Burnt Joker is worth selling the vampire here. Probably. Trying to think. Can we get the 9,000 points without selling the vampire? That would be spicy. Maybe. So what? You drop the swashbuckler here. Take Burnt Joker, take the Chad for the gold seals, take the Celestial Pack for the pair level. Getting slightly punished for taking the blank because we could have had a Celestial Pack here, but it's probably fine. Alright, so now I want to start by discarding so that we can get the level up. Then play the pair of tens, light on jacks. Great. Could be a pair of twos. Is going to score fewer points, but I think that's okay. I have a gold seal queen. Maybe I throw away the ace here. That's not a pair. So I should just discard it. Getting worse. As long as we draw a pair, it's okay. As long as I get my king here, it's okay. Pair the queens. That's 3,000, right? Yes. Obviously we could have played that slightly safer if we weren't doing the holding on to the blue seal. We had the blue seal 3 in hand and we could have done another 3. That way you have an emergency pair if you need an emergency pair, but it's fine. Fine. Go next. Alright, so would be Hermie here. Still holding on to this vampire. Wait on Hermie until after we do the gold seals, maybe. But then I can't buy the standard pack, so probably I'm supposed to use Hermie right now. Standard pack. Purple 5 seems okay. Could take a king. And then Buffoon pack. Obelisk is interesting. But if we already have these blue seals, then we're going to have the high level pairs and it probably doesn't make sense to switch to some other secondary hand. Also with the hologram and certificates, adding cards to our deck going to make it difficult for us to play hands other than pairs. Maybe you could go for high card. I think I'm going to do the vampire instead of the obelisk. Let's go next. Alright, here we want to discard the pair first so we can get the upgrade. And then we can play pair of jacks. Okay, 6,000 for a pair means if I play this straight, then we should be able to win with any pair. Right. So pair of kings wins. We cannot lose. Justice. I could play high card here to dig. And then go glass king. How about that? Okay. Priestess probably doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't care about that. This boss, play only one type of hand. Okay. Could be a steel 4 to help us score. I like the idea of a lucky queen. Oh, I guess if we have the vampire, we don't get to do the lucky cards. Ah, bummer. I think it makes sense to take a queen anyway, so that we can try to pair the gold seal queen. Or maybe you want to take a king and then pair the gold seal king. Try to turn the queens into kings, maybe? I like that idea. I guess I could have taken the lucky card for the vampire value. It's probably not going to matter. Could be a red seal 8. Red seal 8, maybe you could turn into a red glass card or a red steel card. But can't do that with the vampire. So I guess take another king. And do I want Faceless Joker? If I take Faceless Joker, I would have to get rid of the vampire, which maybe you would want to do. Oh, I'll go next. Alright, let's start by discarding the pair. I can turn the blue seal into a Zoolander, and then I can save Judgment until after Burnt Joker's done. So, gold seal here. The next pair wins. Okay, I can discard to try to find a blue seal. I can throw away high card to try to dig for a blue seal. Maybe, or we could just play the pair. Digging would cost me $2 per hand. Probably it's worth it to just play the pair here and then get out of here. Cool. Mercury's fine. 2 more rounds. Burnt Joker. Standard pack. Or this hologram could be an ace. Maybe if we have a blue seal ace, I want to have more aces. Boss says face down after played. So before we go Arcana, let's go Overstock. We can see more stuff. Saki Busky doesn't really do anything for us. Arcana, let's go Hermie instead of Strength. And now we got money, we could re-roll a little bit. Could be Hermie again. I don't think I need a Mars card. Go one more. Could be Hallucination as a value generator for the vampire. Now that we have Overstock, maybe that's less important. We can get the tarot cards from just re-rolling. I want to keep the Chad for the gold seal value. I want to keep the Burnt Joker for a few more pair levels. Let's go one more. Maybe what you're supposed to do is with Burnt Joker being perishable, maybe you don't re-roll until after Burnt Joker's gone. $8, go one more. Alright, I could take the tower to feed the vampire and then go next. Purple ace. No pair in this hand is fine. Let's play high card. Okay. 2 purples we can discard. So I think I'm gonna go discard the pair of 9s to the Burnt Joker. Let's go stone 8. Discard the pair of 9s. Okay. 10 and 8, we could hang them. I could play a pair of aces. I could throw away one of the queens. I want to get... Alright. How about 8s and 3s? Do I feel okay about 8s and 3s? I have a blue seal 3. Maybe it makes sense to keep a 3 for that reason. I want to keep a 10 for the gold seal, though. Let's go glass queen for the vampire. 8 and 3, we can hang them. And then here's a pair, which shouldn't one-shot, but it's close. Right, and then now the jacks win. So I can play the jacks right away, or I can try play high card and then dig for a blue seal. 33 cards on the deck. I'm just gonna play the pair. Okay. Burnt Joker one more round. So enter pack, we can take another queen. Stone cards feed the vampire, but taking the queen makes it easier to get the gold seal pairs. Arcana we can reroll first. Earth I don't need. Steel Joker, no. Juggler maybe as a replacement for the burnt Joker. Boss says face down after played. Let's go one more. Alright. So could be strength to turn 2 jacks into 2 queens is a good idea. Again, helping us with our pairs, though you could also use the Emperor. I think I'm okay getting more queens. Emperor, you get tarot cards for the vampire, but we'll get tarot cards for the vampire eventually, probably. Here's pair of kings. Maybe I could play 2 pair. Looking for purple seals. Alright, the next pair wins. I can discard the pair of 7s. Maybe keep the red seal in case something interesting happens. Burnt Joker is done. I have more purple seals in the deck, so I might as well play high card here. And could be high card again. I could play 2 pair queens and 10s, is slightly risky. Let's just play high card king. And then that's it. We got the 2 blue seals. I could try to get a gold seal queen. Ah, bummer. And then the magician for the vampire. That's it. Burnt Joker's done, and that's okay. Only $4 cash out because we used all of our hands and discards as an Emperor. Let's go. Yeah, Emperor, fine, Lovers, and Star. This is guaranteed Mercury, and the rest of this I don't care about. Alright, Arcana. Could be Hermie. After selling the Star. And then we use the Lovers with the Vampire. Let's go next, or try to get more tarot cards. Could be a Hierophant. Face down after played. So I can discard the pair of 5s. Let's go enhance all the gold seals. Discard purple. Forgot that Burnt Joker's off. Okay, so I can play the pair of queens, which doesn't win in theory. Claim. This doesn't win. Close though. Okay. Then I can discard some stuff. Maybe. Did not get a pair. That's awkward. But we have a moon, so we can figure it out. Let's play high card king for the money. And then these 3 face down cards. Use the moon. Alright, so I have 2 queens for sure. I can play this and maybe get the gold seal value. Play 2 queens. Actually, we just drew a queen. There we go. Okay, Hierophant and Chariot for the vampire. 2 celestial packs. This boss says something about face down cards. Alright, then we got Overstock. Okay. Too late to square up, I guess. Star, Saturn. Okay, since I have tarot cards, I'm not going to re-roll. Let's just go next. Purple seal in hand. So use the Hierophant first and then discard purple. Spin the wheel. I can save the Chariot. With the steel cards, you don't have to play them, and then the vampire won't debuff them. Here I can do gold seal. This is close to 60,000, but I don't think it is 60,000. I could discard first. Fool for a wheel. Blue seal, we can make a Zoolander. And then play 2 pair. For the vampire value. Okay. High card. And then the pair of queens wins. Great. I guess I can play the ace for the vampire value, knowing that the pair of queens is going to win. Sure. Fool for a chariot. Maybe. Let me think about it. So there's a celestial pack, there's a standard pack. Chariot is probably fine for the fool. I have to decide now. Maybe, I mean, for sure I'm taking a standard pack. Could be a foil jack, or it could be just a random gold card. Then we can re-roll. Could be the burger now. I want to save my discards for the purple seals, so maybe we don't take the burger. We can go one more. Emperor. Alright. In that case, Fool for Chariot, Mercury, and then... Oops. Didn't mean to click on that. Alright. Celestial Pack. That guarantees another Mercury because we have the Telescope. Could be Emperor. Now we have 2 tarot cards. We could go next. Could be Bloodstone since we have the Chad. Is kind of weak. Go next. Bunch of purples. So if I want to engage with the purples, I have to use them now. So why don't we go Steel King, since we have a lot of kings. Could be Gold Jack. And then discard the purples. Could have had a red steel card. Bummer. We got purple seal, so probably it'll work out eventually. Hermes, okay. I could also use Judgment here. Or Mad Joker we don't care about. And then... I don't need the steel card. So, could be Hierophant on the queens. And then play 2 pair. All right. 6 kings in the deck. Not a lot of jacks in the deck. So let's play ace high here. I have a pair of kings. I can throw away a 9. I could throw away an ace. There we go. Okay. So, Magician for the Vampire. Could take Hallucination here before we open the booster packs. Standard pack gives me a gold card. And there's Mercury. I don't think I keep the Hallucination. I don't think I pay the rental fee, since we have Overstock. Sixth Sense is interesting. I have 6 6s. Might be able to do that. Plutonium, no. Tower for the Vampire, maybe. Go next. Well, how about I could do Lucky 10s? What are these face down cards? Face down cards, let's go Magician. So that's a king, and then this was a 5. All right. Stone 9, I guess, or Stone Jack. Discard purples. Pool for a tower. All right. What was the other one? There was king. So this is a king of clubs. Could be justice here. I have the 6, which I want to try to do. What's this? Let's go glass ace or 10, or it doesn't matter. Actually, let's go glass 6 because I'm going to play the 6. And let's discard the purple seals first. Get a chariot. Okay. And I got 2 kings. Okay. And I guess could use the chariot on whatever. Maybe a steel 10. Play the 6. Ouija, we really don't want. Alright. And then this 6 cents we really don't care about? Probably. Alright. There's a pair of kings. Cool, I guess. We did it. Boss says play 5 cards. Alright. Alright. Let's go. Could be a glass king for the vampire. Could be gold seal for the Chad. Yeah, it could be a lucky king for my gold seals. I want something more exciting to do with this fool. Golden Joker's positive. Could be Dusk. We could do better than Dusk. Could be a blackboard. Could be Marble Joker for the certificate and also for the vampire. Could be Luchador here. I guess if you wanted to, you could take the blackboard. And then go next. Okay. We have a gold seal too, which I should turn into a rock. Alright. I want to play just the rock for the money. Something I could have done is I could have used the fool for the chariot, but I think there's better stuff that we could do with the Fool. I could do a full house. Order doesn't matter. Okay. I don't want to play the pair of 8s. I want to get my purple seals. I could play an 8 as a high card. Sure. Alright. Pair of aces wins, pair of jacks wins. I would like to keep the gold cards, but maybe it's not essential that we keep the gold cards. I kind of like the idea of discarding to try to find a seal. So why don't we keep the aces, discard the rest. I can keep the queen in case we get a gold seal queen. Yes. And then get the blackboard value. Okay. Obelisk. You know, maybe we could. Maybe we could. I don't have access to that many high card. So I guess I won't. But I can take lovers. What can I do with a fool? Fool could be a magician. Fool could be strength. Maybe. How do I feel about strength? I'm feeling okay on my ability to play pairs. So lovers on the gold seal is fine. Magician on queen and 9, maybe. And then go next. Alright, what do we got? Gold seal 10. Fool for a magician. You know what? Fine. Play the 2 pair. Okay. I can play aces and 9s, throwing away a 7. We got the gold seal 10. We could keep a 5 and discard. Okay. Purple 5 I can discard. I can play the 10 as a high card. Maybe. I could play 3 kings. Play 3 kings. Alright, I can pair the queens, maybe. Maybe I pair the kings instead. Fool for a magician. Probably this fool we hold on to. So here's the pair. Cool. Not as much blue seal value. The certificate has not given us a lot of blue seals. That's okay. Plutonium, no. Chariot, maybe. Vampires times 3. Could be a hung man. Probably. And then I can copy it with the fool. So 3 and 7, I guess. We just hang them. Something worth copying. Okay. Death card. So 6 and 4, probably we hang them. Probably I try to use death here to copy the blue seal. Probably that means I save the chariot for something interesting. 6 and 4, we can hang them. And turn a king or turn a queen? Probably turn the king, since I have more kings. Sure. And then go one more. Okay. So blue seal in hand is now another Zoolander. I have a little bit of awkwardness in being forced to play 5 cards. So I want to discard purple. Priestess I actually don't care about. Let's play this pair. Okay. Mercury, sure. Was death the last thing that we did? I forgot. Alright. No room for... This boss is extra large. Extra discard could be nice. Would have been nice a long time ago. Mercury, sure. Go one more. Stone Joker? Maybe doesn't matter if we have 400 chips already, so go next. Okay. Discard purple. World doesn't matter, Priestess doesn't matter. Can I play this Gold Seal Queen? I could do it this way as a high card. Looking for those purple seals. I can play 3 kings. Just trying to find ways to throw away my cards. I can play 2 pair. That's convenient. And then discard. Probably we keep the rock. I can discard 2 aces. I could discard 2 5s. I should probably keep an ace just to be safe. Is that true? Fool for Mercury or Hermie? Fool could be Hermie. Fool could be something even better. Play the pair of 10s here. Cool. Alright. Could be a reroll, could be Hermit. Or sorry, Hierophant. I think that means we go Mercury first. Take Hermie. And I don't think I need the free reroll. Let's just go one more. There's a death card. And there's a Fool for another death card. So probably the thing that we want to do is copy the Blue Seal 3. And then I guess I could do Hierophant on the queens. So death here. And then another death card. Okay. Blue Seal Ace is a steel card, but it's not a black card. Maybe then I'm supposed to save the death card? Sure. So, Devil, if you want. Ace and Jack into lucky cards if you want. Maybe I could strengthen a Jack or something like that. I'm just going to save the death card and look for more tarot cards. Could be Supernova is 31 molt on our pairs. It would be like a ×2 molt. Kinda. Because we have the seal card, Supernova doesn't matter anymore. Go one more. Priestess. $10 reroll. Baron is interesting because we have so many kings in the deck. Maybe. But it would be hard to do the blackboard. So I think I just go next. Obviously, the Chad is not going to score any points for us. But re-triggering the gold seals is kind of nice. Alright, we get another blue seal 3. I want to try to touch more cards. So I can discard the jack and maybe discard the king here. That way 7s and 6s we could play as 2 pair. Grow the vampire. I probably don't copy a purple seal. Probably I play a bunch of queens. Maybe I didn't need to play that many queens. Maybe I should just play 3 queens. Steel cards we want to keep. Death I probably use on the blue seal 3. So 10 I can discard. Purple seal I can discard. Get a wheel. Okay. I can play 2 pair 10s and 3s and then save the purple seal and then look for an ace for the vampire value. Okay. Now spin the wheel. Alright, so 3. We have another steel card. I could discard purple. I could play the aces here. Try to get a queen. I could do stone. And then play this pair. Cool. And then be a seltzer. Could be a cardomancer. No. Could be a photograph, I guess. That's a thing that we could do if you want to do that. Could take the moon since we have the blackboard. I can turn some of these other random steel cards into clubs. Maybe. Maybe you could take the photograph here instead of the marble joker if that's something that you wanted to do. Could be photograph plus dusk here. Maybe. Bummer. Tower is kind of fun. So we can hang him. Okay. So I've got a lot of aces. Maybe now I want to remove my aces because we have the photograph. I can turn some stuff into stone right now, or I can save it. I think I'm going to use it now. 9 and ace, we can hang them. And then Arcana, let's go one more first. Fool for a hungman. Or I could make some lucky cards for the vampire. I like the idea of card removal. Especially on the final hand. Strength we probably don't need. Let's just go next. Alright. Got some queens in hand. I can play high card queen first. So could be maybe I can't play high card actually. I could play the 5 as a high card, maybe 9 and 6 we hang them. Or this should be fine, right? If I go maybe king and 10, let's hang them. Or wait. 9, or sorry, queen. I can remove the 9 and I can remove the 10. That should be fine. Okay, and then we drew purple, which is nice. I could play this 9 as a high card, or we should discard first. Strength. So, there's a steel card in hand. How many purple seals do I have? I guess I'm going to end up... I could strengthen the... Maybe 9 becomes a 10, and then I can play 2 pair here. 2 pair, 10s and 5s, throwing away the king, I think. Something like that. Cool. With the lucky jack, maybe we discard the queen here. Okay. Could be we play, now it could be high card jack, or do I want to draw more cards? I think I want to draw more cards here. I'm saving the moon, and that's okay. There goes the high card. Great. 1 steel card. There's some queens, so discard. There we go. So 1, 2, 3 with the moon. Emperor gives me, could be justice, could be empress. I guess it doesn't matter either way. Either way we only get 1 for the vampire. Maybe do one of those. All right, then get the gold seal value. So 4.5 on the vampire, times 9 on the hologram. $55 million points, I guess. All right. So obviously we took some risks early on in order to hold on to both the vampire and the hologram. For sure you don't need both. For sure you just need one of these scalars. For sure the thing that you should do is just hold on to, what was it, we had the swashbuckler, or we had the fist. You hold on to one of those, and then hologram is foil, so that gives you your chips and your scaling X molt, and then that's it. Hologram plus certificate, that's it, you win already. I wanted to keep the vampire just to experiment here and see, you know, there's a lot of people who aren't very high on the vampire, but if your plan is to just play pairs, you don't usually care about the enhancements that much anyway. Bonus cards, molt cards, lucky cards. You really only care about the enhancements when you have the Chad, which is not all the time, but it is a lot of the time because it is common. You care about the enhancements when you have high enough level pairs to where maybe a glass card could actually matter, maybe a steel card could actually matter. If you do keep the vampire, then you can still do the steel cards. You just can't do the glass cards. I would say the vampire then maybe not very good if you're playing the higher ranking hands, where the benefit of playing the higher ranking hands is you have higher base molt and you have jokers that score on the cards like Onyx Agate. You get all of the plus molt on your clubs themselves when you play them, and then the glass happens after, rather than like holographic, which happens after everything else. So if you're trying to play flushes, then maybe the vampire doesn't make sense in that context. But if you are playing flushes, then or at least if your deck is half of your deck, maybe one suit, then it's really easy to just jam 5 cards together and then feed the vampire very quickly. Whereas here we had a lot of trouble with getting multiple enhancements in the same hand. If you're trying to play a pair, it's easy to put any one card into a pair, but sometimes if you're looking for a specific pair, it can be difficult. But you know, here we've got times 9 on the hologram, times 4.5 on the vampire. Not very exciting vampire, but half as big as the hologram. Half as big without any kind of direct synergy, I want to say, right? Hologram, of course, grows very quickly when you've got the certificate, and then we had the Marble Joker for not a long time, but a little bit of time we had the Marble Joker. Of course, the vampire is better when you have access to purple seals, giving you tarot cards and enhancements that way. Vampire is better when you have something like Overstock. You're seeing more cards, so you're seeing more tarot cards. Not just that, but more money from the gold seals plus the Chad, giving you the money that you can actually afford to reroll. You can actually afford to search for those tarot cards, and then the vampire is going to be good under those contexts, which is admittedly not all the time, but a lot of the time good enough. Here in the beginning, we had the opportunity to play flushes with the Onyx Agate, and we ended up deciding to play pairs instead. Most of the time we end up playing pairs, and kind of the problem with that, some people think like, oh, the problem with pairs is that it's too easy to force, that you can just decide from the beginning, I'm going to do pairs, and then you end up doing pairs, and you end up being successful. It's too easy to just force it. I don't necessarily think that's true. I think that's true for certain people who play the game, but I don't think that's true for most people who play the game. I think most people who play the game try to force whatever and then might still be unsuccessful. Even with the same game plan that I use, might not be successful as often as I am. The actual problem from my perspective is there isn't any incentives to do anything else other than pairs. It's not that the pairs are too easy to win with, it's that it's too hard to do anything else. If I do something else, I get punished for it. If I, on the green deck, for example, we get extra money for having leftover discards and for having leftover hands, and so maybe if I'm playing pairs instead of flushes, maybe I can win without discarding. Maybe. If I have a Joker that's foil, or if I have a Joker that gives me generic plus mult like holographic, or the Fist, or the Swashbuckler, or Abstract Joker, or Mystic Summoner. There's so many Jokers that give you just generic plus mult to any hand, generic chips to any hand, Blue Joker banner, that kind of stuff. If every hand gets mult and every hand gets chips, then the differences in score between the hands becomes reduced. And if all of the hands are scoring the same number of points, why would you not just play the easiest hand? The reason why we play pairs instead of high card, obviously the same thing is true about high card. You should be able to just spam high card. But the reason why we play pairs specifically is because it just scales faster. You get 50% more chips. Pairs compared to high card, 50% more points. You could think of it like 50% more hands. You have 6 hands worth of high card value instead of 6 high card, you play 4 pairs, is like an equal amount of points. So as far as like balancing, rebalancing, making adjustments, what I would like to do is buff the game pieces that reward you for doing things other than pairs, that reward you for playing more cards. Something like Onyx Agate, maybe it needs to be stronger, maybe not. But maybe something like the Sinful Jokers. Maybe +3 is too small. It used to be +4, by the way. We changed it to +3. I think it could go back up to +4. Maybe. And the enhancements. Maybe the enhancements need to be stronger, so that when you do play a 5-card hand, those extra enhancements are actually a meaningful difference compared to playing pairs. Take care, everyone.